the Lord has instilled in me since I was a young pup that I was going to be working with the people. I was going to be speaking to people in some way, shape, or form, and I was going to be giving back that way. You know what I'm saying? I was just going to be serving my purpose, serving the Lord in that manner. That was my purpose for this life. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Kairika Rashid Show. I'm so glad you decided to come back for more. So, what's up? Working, ain't ya? You don't have the time to lay ya. You just trying to need somebody. Before you say you need somebody, get all of your affairs in order. I don't have affairs, I'm yours, girl. Faithful. Look, I didn't sing none of those words right. Anyways, working. That's what's up, okay? It just seems like it's just, we're working, okay? Another day, another dollar. That's really it. That's really all. Shit's nonstop, B. Shit's nonstop. And what we talking about today is laying the foundation, planting the seed, the groundwork. So that's where I'm at with it. That's really where I'm at with it. So what had happened was I was on the phone and I was talking about how much effort it really takes to start some shit. You know what I'm saying? When you really trying to start something from the ground up, when you are like an open canvas, when it's blank and there's just so many ideas and stuff, it really is a lot of work, a lot of effort to really start that thing up. And I don't think I realized from this side of it how much effort it would take. You feel me? Now, when we talk about basketball and stuff, right? Like, it's very similar. It's very similar. Like, when you start from nothing, no skills, just heart, just hustle, but no skills, you really got to plant the seed. You got to lay the foundation of getting that work in. And then it becomes routine. And then it becomes muscle memory. Then you're able to apply it. That type of vibe. I feel like even with, like, being an artist as well. Any type of artist, right? If you painting, if you drawing, you got to have your foundation, whatever type of canvas it is. Then you got to put that pen to paper. It might come out ugly. Okay? You might not be naturally talented, but then you keep trying, you keep going over and over again. You know how when, like, drawing a face, drawing eyes, being able to draw or mimic, for me, cartoon characters. Like, I used to do that when I was young. So I would just practice that young. And now it comes like fairly easy to me to do it off the eye test. Maybe you start with tracing. Then when we talk about like building a culture, you starting from nothing. These are things that are being implemented that weren't there before, that you, with your ideas, with aid from others, really have to figure out what the fuck is up. And day by day, week by week, it's like there were so many ideas as far as me and this basketball and this training and being part of this club and this whole idea in the bigger picture, right? The grand scheme of things that I have. I've always had these ideas. They just never have been put down, concrete, really trying to execute the vision. So the Lord has instilled in me since I was a young pup that I was going to be working with the people. I was going to be speaking to people in some way, shape, or form. And I was going to be giving back that way. You know what I'm saying? I was just going to be serving my purpose, serving the Lord in that manner. That was my purpose for this life. Now it's coming to fruition, right? And you know, people would ask me back in the day and they'd be like, oh, what do you want to do when you get older? And I'd be like, I just want to speak to people like on a stage. I want to do a TED Talk. And they're like, oh, motivational speaker. And I'm like, not quite. Now, do I provide motivation? Yes, but there's way more. Like, I want to speak to people about life, connect with them, show them that I'm just like you for real. You just like me. This is an outlet. We made it from the trench and we shining, baby. That's the vibe. And I didn't know what realm that was going to be in. Now basketball is seeming like it's going to be the realm. But it's like, I've always had the ideas. And then it just gets really hard when you're really trying to do the technical parts of it, right? Now, I love the creative side. That's my wheelhouse. That's where I get down. I don't play. So I posted on my page, we got these little binders. Matter of fact, let me grab one. Oh, we made these little binders for our kids. We got them composition notebooks. These are things that it comes easier for me. It comes natural. Now, was it work to figure out the content that was going in the binders? Yes. Figuring out, buying them, yeah, that's easy. But then, like, you got to go through the design, right? That whole little page was a little design, the font. Like, there's details in it. It's just like being an artist. There's details how you want it to look. And that's just draft one, right? That's just draft one. We had the idea. We said we need to get our team these binders. We got to start implementing it, starting having them think in the game. Let's go. Let's get it going. That's just the first draft of what it's looked like. Now you get 5 years down the road, and then 5 years after that. Imagine how beautiful the binder is, right? Imagine how much more concrete. It's like, for all my Oregon people, my Portland people, my SCI babies, they had the standards, right? And I think it was 12 standards. And that's something that they instilled in us. And we had to remember those every day. And that was like, all right, what's standard number 1? I don't remember none of them. I'm not going to hold you. I don't remember none of them. And then in SCI, we keep it real. Is that number 12? Somebody going to have to tell me. But like stuff like that, where it's like, I'm pretty sure in the foundation of trying to figure that out, that shit was hard. Trying to figure out, what are we going to have the standard of what this organization upholds? And that's where I'm at. It's like, okay, some things I know, like attendance, work hard, always give your best effort. Those are like easier standards, right? But then when you want to differentiate from organization to organization, that's the work, the computer work. Me and this girl get along real bad. And sometimes I don't want to get along with her. But it seems like I'm always on the motherfucking computer. Okay? There's a lot of paperwork. Then you're talking about like your business plan, which is really the foundation of the foundation. It's your blueprint. I don't know Nathaniel about none of that. I don't know none of that, okay? And I'm getting help, right? But then you start speaking a different language to me. When we're talking about money and taxes and all that, my brain goes, no. You know that sound? Just my shot. No. That's what my brain does. I can't lock in. Then you're saying, oh, this. And it's like, bro, that's really what I got. Then it's like the draft process over and over again. Like I learned, obviously in middle school, when you're writing, you got to do multiple drafts to get to your final draft. Maybe like 2 to 3 drafts before you get to your final draft. Then you get to college. Then they want you to do more and more drafts. Sidebar, was I ever doing drafts? No. Now, if you're at a prestigious university, hands up. I don't know nothing about that. But I wasn't at a prestigious university per se. I was doing one drafters, handing them hoes in. Okay? If the page count was 1 through 5, I was doing one draft and I was sending that thing in and calling it a day. Okay? Now, when we start getting to those theses and you doing 20-page papers, now hands up. There's gonna have to be multiple drafts there. And that's what I'm feeling like. This is where we're getting into the 20 plus page work. That's my another analogy. I keep working in analogies, it seems like. But that's the meat right now. That can't be one draft, because then it's coming back and you gotta fix it and you gotta fix it. And there's so many other things I'm trying to learn. And this is just the beginning. I'm only it's October. I only really started honing in maybe 2 months ago. Okay, then you got to add social media on that. Back in the day, social media wasn't even like that. Okay, you add social media on it. You got to make sure you posting. You got to make sure you have the brand online. We don't even got no website yet. Just wait till we gotta attack the website front, bro. Oh my God. Then you gotta figure out the gym and how to have a gym and to rent a gym and if you're gonna buy a gym. And it's like, oh my God, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that. Granted, it's not just me. This is a partnership, right? And I try to stay in my lane of the things that I know and do those really well. But then when you start talking about the money and gym rentals and all that stuff, get somebody else to do it. Not me. I would like my partner to go ahead and handle that. Because I can't. But I know the things I do well. Now I am trying to learn, okay? I'm learning as I go. Then my grand scheme of becoming like a nonprofit and, you know, really aspire the kids, giving them resources, outsources on top of like being an AAU program club, all of it, right? Sounds great. But then when you're working in the business world, they need that shit on paper. Now, if you ask me to go present it, I could do that.
I can fix that.
But the hard part right now is putting what's up here concrete. And I've had so many years of it being up here, of the ideas being up here, that it's become really hard to describe or to put on paper what the fuck is going on up there. Okay? What else happened is that there is a lot of hours that go unaccounted for. There are a lot of hours that go unpaid. Okay? All the things you do, I'm thinking like teachers now, right? The teachers that got the snacks for the kids, the teachers that always make sure there's extra pencils and notebooks and that type of energy. Oh, we doing a little party, I'm going to buy the whole class. That be coming from their pockets, okay? Same here, right? But in a different way. It's like there's the physical work that I'm actually going out and doing, okay? So I'm actually going out and coaching. I'm actually going out and training. I'm actually having those games. Those are the physical things that are being accounted for. That computer work is not being accounted for. The extra time we put in to give each and one of our, because we just started that too, give each and one of our clients and our players like homework and things to do, that doesn't go accounted for. You have to think about each person, what type of workout you're doing. The workouts that are created every time, that doesn't go accounted for. For me, I need to have more of a concrete that everyone's different. You know what I'm saying? We're working with lots of kids here. That doesn't go accounted for. The mind work, the mental work, like the business plan, none of that goes accounted for, but it's all important to laying that foundation. It's really all an integral part, and you can't move on to where you're making money and those hours are being accounted for until it starts here. We're like, what is it called? Where you go and do you go working for free at like a business or whatever. I forgot what the word is called, but you go and you work for free, but you get experience. That's really what's going on for me. Because when I think about the time and effort that's being put in for all the stuff that I'm not getting paid for, I'm thinking that is like low key might be more than what I'm getting paid for right now. And you can't do stuff like that if you don't fuck with it for real, right? And I wake up with Jill Scott and I go, I wake up and I'm tired, bro. I'm tired every day. Like, I give all and I try to divvy everything up in my days to make sure I'm going. Like, after I go to the gym, like, I get up perfectly fine. I go and work out, like, majority of the time perfectly fine. As soon as I shower, eat breakfast and stuff, and it's time to clock in, on the unaccounted hours, my eyes are like, I'm like, oh my God, stay alive.
Staying alive.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, ugh, I'm tired. And when I go to bed, I go, my bed.
My bad.
Like, I'm right. And then I go, thank you, Lord, again for another day. Thank you for giving me the energy to execute and, you know, give my all to these kids. And I ask that you do the same thing for me tomorrow. We just go on ahead. We got to keep going. And I know, you know, the fruits of this labor will be there in the end. Which, matter of fact, they already are, right? They already are. I already see it, right? But then when you're talking about like the monetary value and the organization piece, like of a business, that stuff is at the beginnings, where it's like, I feel like I'm even hesitating to call it a business, because I'm like, we don't got shit yet. We don't really like got shit. Like we got shit, you know what I'm saying? Not too much. We got shit, but we don't really got shit. You feel me? We don't really got shit. And, you know, when I talk about the dream or the vision is like, we got our own fucking building that we doing everything in and out of type shit. You know what I'm saying? We outsource from that building. We got employees. Right now, it's just the two of us. We can make it if we try to. Just the two of us, right? Then we talk about adding on coaching staff, but we can't add on other coaches until we start bringing in more money. We would love to add more coaches in. We can't do that, okay? We can't do that. We would love to add more teams. People are begging for more teams. But just the logical part, the financial part of it, it doesn't work right now. We're just in the beginning. Before I stepped into it, my business partner, Calais, she's only been like 6 months now, probably going on a year, and you know, and real soon, of doing the damn thing. And it's like, we gotta lock in before we tweak out. But I might tweak out beforehand, because we're locked in. But I care. I know you don't care too much, but I still care. Na, 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 na. That's how I feel about the kids, okay? That's how I feel about the kids, but even the unaccounted hours and the hours, you know what I'm saying? I care a lot about this. And this is what I was saying. Like, you can't do this shit if you don't really care about it. If you not trying, what the fuck I look like putting all these extra hours in that I'm not, you know, when you go to your little job, that little job, and okay, you clock in, that's when I'm working. As soon as I clock out, I'm not doing nothing extra. Okay, I'm not doing nothing extra. That's not how this works over here. Okay? This ain't just that little job. This is for real. And I care about it. And I go in and I just want to make sure I am being one of God's vessels and I'm pouring into the kids in a positive way. And every time they see me, every time they leave me, I've given them something good. You know, good. That's really it at the end of the day. We talk about mentors, we talk about coaches, teachers, all of these type of people interact with young kids every day, and I have an integral part in their development, and I just want to make sure I'm a positive impact in that. So every time I come in, despite how tired I am, I give and give and give. The effort, the screaming, the loudness, the energy. Yep, that's me. That's me. Because what I look like coming in, they be coming in excited to see me. They're choosing to come and hoop and be a part and do all this. They're trying to learn what I look like coming in, because I gotta leave that shit at the door. I was waiting for you at the door. That's what they used to say to us about sports. Leave all that extra shit when you come out here. Come out here, leave all that extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Then we talk about networking. Okay? We talk about networking, which I, per se, don't feel like I'm really good at. My partner, my business partner, she's very good at that. That girl know how to talk. Now, I know how to talk, but not in that manner. Like, I don't really do the small talk really well. Like, we was up in T-Mobile maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago. T-Mobile, just to get some new screen protectors. She's paying attention. Dude has on a necklace that has like a basketball on it. She go, oh, you hoop? No, you used to hoop? Whatever. Then they start talking. Come to find out, dude coaches for another little AAU group. They got a little gym. Figure out a whole connection. Hands up. That's how you network. Me, if I would have came in, I would have got my screen protector, said a few words, said thank you, and headed out. Okay? Just that energy. She brings that. Okay? All these different connections all over Colorado, all over Denver, with all these, people. She know how to do that, because one thing about me, I observe first and I'm reserved first. I don't really be trying to open up no conversation. She do that. She really do that. And I'm like, and this is why we work. This is the yin, this is the yang. She do all the yapping, the talking, and the other stuff, you know what I'm saying, the coaching, bring a certain intensity. I bring for a certain a different intensity, and I do most of the paper. Okay? She also, which I feel like, and maybe I could be wrong, maybe I'm wrong, but she better with the little money and stuff, to get in the gym spaces, all that little technical shit. She been in the game longer than me. Okay? Give it to her. Give it to her. Damn, we got fucking apparel. We got little merch. Okay? When that stuff hit the ground running, I'm like, that's another thing you gotta add on there. Right? When you get bigger and people got money and they got people that do this for them, but when you start doing stuff, you do it all on your own. Same like this podcast. I do all this shit on my own. Now I did. Nina was locked in. All the little fun shit on here, she had to teach me how to do it. Because she was doing it for like a year or some months. When I was overseas, she was doing all this shit, all this fancy shit. Then she passed the torch to me and taught me how to do all this stuff. So now I do it. So basically, this is like new season. I've been doing it all. So, like, give me props, because I'll be proud of it. I'll be watching little edits back like, oh, that was funny to me. Maybe not y'all, but to me. She is very gorgeous to me. So, we ain't got nobody to be doing all this other stuff for us, okay? Now, I did make a little connection, but nah, not like too much. She mostly better at setting up the lobs than I am. I set up one little lob because I'm like a need filler. I guess, like, I bring a certain energy where, like, it's a lot more positive. Not saying she's not positive. It's just, more encouraging, okay? More of an encourager, more of, like, the fun side. All the little, like, stupid things that kids love, like little games and little incentives. I bring those things. Like, I fill those needs. I fill those gaps. Organization, I feel that need. I fill those gaps. Trying to make sure we on top of stuff, I feel that. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, knock on wood, most of the time, I am pretty, like, what's the word? I'm pretty proficient in, like, you think, oh, shoot, we forgot this. No, you didn't. It's right here. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? We have these binders and kids, all the kids' attendance hasn't been the same. There was a core group who got all the binders first, and then a new person came and practiced, and people haven't been there, yada, yada, yada. All this stuff, right? And we get to practice. Mind you, I just take notes. I don't communicate sometimes. I just take the note in my head and I'm like, oh, so-and-so needs the binder. I'm gonna grab the binder. I'm gonna make sure this. We need the cones. We need my brain just is processing all these things we need, and I figure it out by myself, but I don't communicate that I'm handling it. But then you see and just know it's handled. So we get to practice, and one of the moms, which is Tori Kalay's mom, she's like, oh, Kai, like, do you want me to go and go get one of the binders that y'all forgot? I said, what do you mean? She goes, well, all the kids don't have the binders. I said, now, girl, you got to know me better than that. I got bro's binder. Just know it handles. It's handled. If I'm involved, it's handled. Okay? That's why I knocked on wood. She gave me a fist bump. She was like, I should have known. I'm like, exactly. You know I be handling this. You know I handle this. And then Kalei, like, texted her and was like, because Kalei had texted her, like, oh, like, I think we forgot the binders or something. And I don't think she said nothing to me, but it was just like, I didn't communicate. She didn't communicate to me or like check with me, but they were checking with each other. And then she goes, I should have just known you had it. And I'm like, yeah, because most of the time, majority of the time, y'all, I got that shit in the bag. I handle it. I fulfill a need. I fill in those gaps. You may think you don't have it, maybe we're stuck in a certain area. I fill that gap. Yeah, another thing, like, Calais brings more creativity in the workouts versus me. I'm not as creative in the workouts. I just bring like structure, like repetition, same things. Because we're working with young people, it's like you gotta do the same stuff. You gotta get the reps in. You gotta get the muscle memory. My workouts may be more boring, but surprisingly, they like some of the stuff that I do. But Calais have more like flair, more flash, more pop. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that. I don't have that personally. Another thing, y'all, with this, it's like you are interacting with so many people on a daily, okay? So many people. Kids, parents, potential clients, potential other people you're working with. I can't even list all the people, but it's like, it's a bunch of kids, okay? And then all those kids come with parents. And then there's a bunch of these group chats, and you're talking with all these parents, and you want to make sure you remember all the kids' names, which I'm pretty good at names, so I think I have all my kids, like, pretty much memorized. But you, as a person working with people, want to make sure that every person feels seen. You just want to make sure they feel seen. And you can't skip over one because you think, oh, they've got it. You need to make sure every person feels seen or like special in their own way. That don't mean coddle. That don't mean hand them everything on a platter. Okay? But just know, I see you. You see me, I see you. That type of energy. And that's like I won't say difficult part, but like the fun part, the part that has to like keeps you engaged, where it's like you have to make sure people are feeling seen, because when they leave you, you want them to feel like, okay, yeah, I could do another day of this. I feel good today. You might harp on them. Hey man, you good? You good? Another day, 1% better. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I come from, the encouragement side. It's like, I'm going to get on them. I'm like, hey man, what you doing? What you doing? And then afterwards, I'm like, you good? It's all right. I got one kid where he started working with me a little bit one-on-one, and he get emotional. And mind you, we're working like puberty age. Earliest or like oldest is middle school right now. We got some clients who are in high school, but the bulk of the kids we work with are like middle school and under. Of course they're gonna be emotional. Of course they're like cry on sight. What I was gonna cry on sight. But now that we're like establishing a rapport and we're like really getting to know each other, he be getting mad at me now. And I'll be like, that's not fast enough. Like, go full speed. And then he's like, I am. And I'm like, no, you're not. Go faster and stop pouting. And I'll do all that. Stop pouting. Next time you pout, you gonna have 5 push-ups. You gotta go start doing push-ups every time because you the leader and da-da-da, and you get hard. I get hard on him. And then he wanna get a sarcastic and go try to go hard. And I'm like, that's not doing nothing to me. You the one missing the reps. You the one who gotta stay longer. So you get an attitude with me. Come on, get out there. One time he tried to get an attitude with me, goes hard trying to be sarcastic, makes the shot. I go, oh, try to be sarcastic, but look, it actually works when you want to go hard, huh? Yeah. I could also always see it in his eyes. He starts getting teary-eyed. And I'm like, hey, man, this is just the work. Like, you are good. A lot of times we get like as kids too, and I'm like, hey, relax. Just come on. Relax. We are good. We're all just working to get better here. Okay? And I try to do what I think Melissa calls it a compliment sandwich. I think it's a compliment sandwich where it's like you say something good, you provide the adjustments, the improvements, the negatives, and then you add it on top with something good. So most of the time, I'll be like, a lot of times they don't know the difference between if I'm yelling at them or if it's like good or like, what you doing? Because I'll be like, hey, man. And that can mean, hey man, I like that shit, good shit. Or hey man, what did you doing? Okay? So a lot of times they look surprised. I go, hey man, they go. And then I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. And then they just start smiling or whatever. Or I gas them up a lot. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you just need that. You need that. You need people in your corner that you feel like are going to support you and that want you to do well and are rooting for your success. So that's what I try to do. That's what I'm trying to do. But all of this is nonstop because we're in the beginnings of it. Day by day, I said in the beginning, I ride this thing till the wheels fall off, till it's time to go to bed, and then I do it all again. And it's hard. It's hard. But I like it. I like it. But it's hard. Because there are many days where I just want to sit up in this room and not do nothing. There are many days where that 6 a.m. alarm clock goes off and I'm like, not today. Not today. Well, we didn't even talk about me still being a pro athlete, still pursuing that. Just adds another layer. Me being a podcaster and an artist in my own way. Those things add to it. So I'm like, here, I'm working out, I'm podcasting, I'm giving to the kids, I'm making sure everyone feels seen, I'm riding it till the wheels fall off. And I do it again the next day. And there really is no day off. There's no day off. And I'm trying to get to the point, in the Bible where it say, we supposed to be working 6 out of 7 days a week because Sunday is the day of Sabbath and you should do no work on that day. So I'm not abiding by that law. But I'm trying to, shrink it on the Sundays. But it's like, And what the grown folks say, if it ain't one thing, it's another. It's always something. That's what they used to say when we was younger. It really is. It really is. If I ain't doing none of this stuff that got completely dedicates to the craft, then I gotta go grocery shopping. Then I gotta make sure I'm cleaning up. Then I gotta make sure I'm tending to myself. I gotta make sure I'm tending to myself. And I don't want to become to the point where it's burning me out. My daily vitamins, my writing, my reading, those things keep me afloat. But finding legitimate time to myself where I'm like aloof, where I ain't thinking about nothing, where I'm just basking in something that I enjoy has been tough for you, girl. Because if it ain't one thing, it's another. I'm supposed to clean the bathroom a minute ago. Have I cleaned the bathroom? No. I'm supposed to be organizing this in the house, household things. I can't do it. Because as the priority list gets sticky. It gets sticky because myself, my livelihood is a priority and it should be a priority. But I'm laying the foundation of other things. And at times I'm like, this shit gotta take a back seat. But then I'm like, it can't take a back seat. But we working. But finding the time for me, like, I'm not gonna hold you. I think today I said I was gonna go and like have lunch by myself or something. Oh, I don't think that's happening. I'm not gonna hold you. I'll try again like this weekend or something, but yeah, yeah, man. The times when I'm just doing nothing or just mindless stuff, it's just crazy. So those are things I have to really, but where does the time go? I wake up at 6 a.m. and I go to bed at like 10, okay? Time flies when you're having fun and you're working in your purpose, okay? It flies. I'm feeling like I'm gonna have to start waking up at 5 a.m. I don't have enough time. What is going on? What's going on? For real, what's going on? Where's the time go? Like, it feels like when you're doing stuff and you got more on your plate, the time just flies. But I do need a day where the time moves slow, where I'm not doing nothing. We're gonna figure it out. Just the balance of trying to be an athlete, trying to be a good person, trying to have a better relationship with God. These are things that are just constant, especially the God part, where it's like you have to devote time, spending time with Him. That's getting in the Word, that's a sermon, that's a song, that's in prayer, that's in community. There has to be time allotted for that every day. Every day. Okay? And sometimes it comes across as just a prayer. And then, yeah, majority of times it comes across as just prayers. I've been pretty on brand with reading some of the Word, getting a devotional in the Word at least, and then prayers. Them sticky notes back there have been adding and adding because now I'm starting to do my little war room wall. I don't know how it's going to look just yet. That's just the start of it. I need some sticky notes to write some stuff down. I'm trying to say the prayers before I go to sleep, or the words, things like scriptures. Some of those are prayers, all that stuff. But you really got to make time for the things you want, man. I might have to start waking up at 5 a.m. Oh my God. So now what? I'm a foundation layer. I'm a seed planter. Everything I come across, everything I touch turns to what? What they say? Gold, right? Everything I've come across, have been a part of, I've left it way better than I found it. And that's just facts. Yeah, we talking our shit a little bit, but that's just facts. When I think of sports, especially in college, in high school too, trash. When I first got there, trash and trash. When I left, making the state championship high school, and then in college, we didn't win the conference, but conference championship games, like way better than found. Went from winning 7 games to like 20, like, you know what I'm saying? We're laying in foundation. I've always been a part of, and is this, Lord, what you doing? I don't got the words quite for it yet, but it's a pattern. It's a pattern in my life where I come across things, and then we plant seeds, and I leave, and it's way better. And I'm like, every time I leave something, it's always better than what, And I used to be mad about that because we didn't have that when I was there. We didn't do that when I was there. But then it's like, you know what? You the reason why it got better. You know what I'm saying, man? So it's just like that. It's just like that. And I have presence. My presence doesn't come across very large in like body movements or the way I speak, but I got a large presence. You feel me when I'm gone. You feel me when I'm gone. Anybody that I've been across. It's like I come, and I could come quiet. I could come energetic. It doesn't matter what form I come in. You know I'm coming now. You know I'm there. At the end of the day, you know I'm there. And I don't got to yell for you to know I'm there either. But when I do yell, you do know I'm there. Okay? There are many things that I do that seem little. Like I said, filling those gaps. But it's like, I do this. It's a pattern. I don't know. The Lord's going to put in my brain how to fully articulate it, but we like that. We like that over here. I just got impact on wherever I go, wherever I place my foot. wherever. And obviously that's the God in me. Hey, it's the God in me. He put that in you, girl. He put that in your dog, man. And I hope it's been a great impact pretty much everywhere. I mean, I think so. I know I done came across some people who don't really fuck with me like that for real. But that's okay. Take the good with the bad. The pretty with the ugly. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. So now what we're working on finding the times alone where I'm not doing things that are like producing output for other things, if that makes sense. Just me time where I ain't doing shit, okay? Where I ain't doing shit, where I just am doing the things I would want to do that relaxes me, having a nice little fun go out meal, little fun stuff that I just don't be doing nothing. You ask anybody here I live with, what does Kai do on the day? Nothing. She work, she stay in her room, she be quiet, she eat healthy. What else do she do? I gets down, I don't play. Yeah, that's really it. That's all. We gonna be, as we're laying the foundations and it's a lot going, we're gonna be trying to figure out, I gotta pick up for sunshine, you know that is all I know. I need to find pockets of sunshine. Pockets of sunshine. Sunshine on me, sunshine on me. And I let that sunshine on me. Hey, sunshine on me. And I let the sunshine on me. Hey, sunshine on me. You know what's crazy is that I was ready to fall asleep before this. Let me pick this up. Coffee, I made this. Fun fact about me is that I don't even drink coffee first thing in the morning. Because in the morning I'm in it. It's like a mode. And then I hit the wall. I think they talk about it when you wake up early, like it's like the one, might be early, like 12, between 12 to 2, I'm like hitting a wall where I'm about ready to tap out. So I make my coffee midday. Do other people do that? I don't know. Seems like coffee is like a wake up thing, but not for me. I raw dog it. Get up, no food, just water. Just water. Is that weird? Is that insane? I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So I have a question. Okay. So anybody out there got some projects, they laying the foundation, they planting the seed, they starting from the bottom. Now we not there yet, but we will be. You know what I'm saying? You know that TikTok where they're like, everybody want to talk about starting from the bottom, and there's people being a part of sororities and frats. Show me what the bottom is, or like they in their gym and stuff. Show me what the bottom is. Anybody got some projects like that? Is it in the gym? Is we working on our dance moves? Like some of the people in the frats and sororities. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? It's like the beginnings of a book. What is we working on? What projects we got that we really is started from the bottom, now we're here? Let me know. And then, is you putting in work with nobody watching? Because that's important. That's important. I always equate it to sports. Because yeah, we could just go to all the practices. We can go to all the things that are signed. But the dogs get it done behind closed doors. The dogs get it done in the dirty work. Okay? So is you or is you ain't getting out working with nobody watching? Integrity. Doing shit when ain't nobody watching, just like you would do if they was watching. Vocab. Okay. Once again, this has been another episode of the Kairika Rashid Show. I'm so thankful, blessed, highly favored from the man above that y'all decide to come back for more. Get at me. Hey.